in building LGBT entrepreneurs. We have chapter cities in New York, Boston, Austin, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Chicago. And I really appreciate your coming to this event tonight. It's really important, I think, for our community to come together around our shared gifts and interests. Certainly we have a lot to come together around in the shared fight for our rights. At the same time, economic empowerment and strengthening ourselves to help strengthen the community, I think, is really critical and key. StartOut's network is about 8,000 strong across the United States. Our programmatic focus is mostly around education. We also have a small mentoring program that we look to expand in 2014. And this weekend and tonight is really exciting for us and the board. We, with the lanyards, are the board of directors from StartOut, who are here from our chapter cities. We'll be here through the weekend and have our strategic retreat here, developing our plans for the balance of the year. So again, just thank you so much for coming together and into this venue. I know that when I was working in Silicon Valley, I didn't see other people like me and didn't share my experience, and I think building this network is really important, and working with each other to be successful is really important. So with that said, I want to introduce James Bain, who is on our board of directors and the liaison to Chicago. James?
I just want to say thanks to everybody coming. Darren Spadala is in the audience, and I asked him 2 years ago why there's not a Chicago chapter, and he said, okay, there should be, why don't you do it? So that's what we're doing, and I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. A huge thank you to the steering committee in Chicago. So that's Mary Shea and Brian Mullins, Kyle Klatt, and also, who am I missing, Kyle? Grant Zales, and Joel Bosch, who's on our committee tonight, of course. So thank you guys so much. We've got a huge audience. I'm super excited. It's also no coincidence that this event is at Groupon. So I was here for 2+ years and left for a much smaller company, parkingpanda.com. And just the fact that we do this at Groupon is really awesome and personal for me, but it just shows you how important it is to be out, how important it is to create this nexus, and I'm really glad that we can start this in Chicago and do it here at Groupon. It just feels right. So I want to introduce to you one of my favorite people in Chicago, a former professor of mine. She teaches on entrepreneurship in Chicago Booth, the best business school in the galaxy. And I'm proud to have served as her TA, and she is a personal mentor to me, so Waverly Deutsch.
When you start to dig down, there's a lot of research on women entrepreneurs and how they think smaller than men entrepreneurs and how they get 5% of the venture capital funding. And there's a lot of research on minority entrepreneurs, how African American men are the most likely people in our country to actually start businesses. Dig a little deeper, there's no research on gay entrepreneurs. I think we need StartOut to help us get that started. And I kind of want to start on a really interesting positive note. I was reading an article in Inc. magazine on whether or not gays actually make better entrepreneurs. And they quoted a study, a 2006 study by Professor Kurt Snyder at the University of Southern California. His study was called the G Quotient, Why Gay Executives Are Excelling as Leaders. Well, entrepreneurs are, presumably, unless you're going to remain a sole proprietor, which is a totally legitimate choice in entrepreneurship. I'm not disparaging sole proprietors, but if you're not, you're going to hire people, you're going to be a leader. He actually looked at 2,000 businesses businesses over a 5-year period and found that out gay managers, employees, register a 25% higher engagement level than employees that work for straight managers. So maybe we should be entrepreneurs, but we should certainly be bosses. No doubt about that. This hasn't seemed to have translated to the power structure, of course, we all know that. The Wall Street Journal said that there is not one openly gay Fortune 1000 CEO. You know, if you want to track us against the popularly compared to minority demographic of the majority of Americans, females, 3.6% of Fortune 500 CEOs are female. So, not one, but hey, we're not that far behind. Unfortunately, when you think about the work world, there's a lot in it that might motivate gay people to choose entrepreneurship as a path. The work environment is still not friendly to us uniformly across the country. I think we know that. There are 29 states where it is legal to fire someone for being gay. There are 34 states where it is legal to fire someone for being transgender. 21% of gays in a Pew survey study in 2013 said that this year they had experienced some form of discrimination in the workplace, and 42% of gay Americans said they've experienced it at some point in time. And that number jumps way up to 90% for transgender people. So there's a lot of motivation for us to work for ourselves and to be bosses. And clearly we're better bosses. We're certainly better bosses for our own community. The downside to this is that the average entrepreneur makes less money than if he or she had stayed employed, has fewer or no benefits, and runs a much higher risk of personal bankruptcy. The average entrepreneur is a loser, okay? So what we have to do, and what StartOut has to help us do, is to make sure that since we're already predisposed to be better bosses, that we are able to network with one another, support one another, and create better than average entrepreneurs. Because the average entrepreneur, the average sole proprietor makes less money. Guess what? So do we. Gay people in America make on average less than our straight counterparts. In fact, 28% of Americans have a household income of under $30,000. 39% of the LGBT community has an income under $30,000. 34% of American households have an income over $75,000, and only 20% of LGBT households have an income over $75,000. So clearly, we need to create companies. We need to create well-paid jobs. We need to be better than average entrepreneurs. And one way we can learn how to do that is to talk to some, hey, better than average entrepreneurs. And so we have 3 great folks in the entrepreneurship world with us. I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves, tell you how they got into their path in entrepreneurship, and sort of what their